Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be doing a quick comparison between the Samsung Galaxy A16 5G and the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. So the A16 was released this year and the A15 was released in the 2024. So in today's video we're going to go over the specs and also similarities and differences as well. Let's start with the outside, the design and the size. Now the new Samsung Galaxy A16 5G does have 6.7-inch screen, while the A15 has 6.5. Here is both of them side to side. When you hold them in your hand, you're not going to notice that much of a difference. So let's start with the rest. I'm going to put the A16 on the bottom. Now, one big difference between the two is the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Samsung finally decided to remove that 3.5 millimeter. They've been doing that with their flagship phone, but on most of the budget-friendly phones, they still had that 3.5. They finally decided to remove it. But we still have USB-C. We have the speaker on that side. Now, both phones also do have the power lock button, which is also fingerprint sensor as well. Then we have the volume controls, microphone on top. On the left side, both phones do have the SIM card slot and the SD card expansion. It supports up to 1 terabyte. On the back, we have triple camera system with the flash. Let me just put the A16 on this side. Rest of the design, it's pretty much the same. They do have a little bit of different color. I'm not sure if it's coming through on the camera, but the A15 is just a bit darker. This one is also a bit more glossy. Both of them do get quite a lot of fingerprints, so I definitely recommend getting a case. Now, when it comes to display, other than the size, they're pretty much identical. Both of them do have 1080p resolution, 90 Hz refresh rate, AMOLED display, and 800 nits of brightness. Again, the only difference is the size. Here is both of them up close. They do get really bright. I do have both of these set to the same brightness. I guess I can a little bit increase this one. And let's put them again side to side so you guys can see. For me, both of them look amazing, but you can definitely see a little bit of difference in that red color. Again, this is going to be on the same brightness level. When it comes to the hardware and performance, the A16 of course has a much newer Exynos 1330 or MediaTek Dimensity 6300 CPU depending where you ended up getting the phone, while the A15 has MediaTek Dimensity 6100 CPU. Both of the models, at least the ones that I got, have 4 GB of RAM, 128 GB of storage. Now I know there's few other varieties of these where they do come with 6 GB of RAM or 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage. But what I have is 4 GB of RAM, 128 GB of storage. So I'm just going to compare what I have. Performance-wise, they're very similar, if not the same. You might notice 10% difference because of that CPU, but day-to-day use, you're not going to notice that much of a difference. Now, when it comes to the batteries, again, pretty much same thing, 5000 milliamp. You can expect pretty much the same battery life from both of these. Also, same thing with the cameras, identical cameras. 50 megapixel main, 5 megapixel ultra wide, 2 megapixel macro. Now, one of the biggest differences is the software updates. The A16 should get around 6 years of software updates, while the A15 should get around 4 years of software updates. At least that's what Samsung promised. So overall, both are solid budget-friendly phones, and whichever one you end up choosing would be a good choice. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.